Well, the bracket is out. Here's your number one seeds for the NCAA tournament. Duke secured its spot after winning the ACC tournament and finishing the year 29-5. Virginia was 29-3 before losing out on a second straight ACC tournament title. Gonzaga finished the year 30-3, but ended the season with a loss to St. Mary's in the West Coast Conference Championship. North Carolina will face number 16 Iona, who went 17-15 this year. With more, here's Derek Taylor.
To talk more about March Madness, we bring in Leo Rautins. Leo, you've seen Duke with Zion, without him, now with him again in the ACC tournament. They rolled. What do you think are their chances of winning it all?
Well, obviously having Zion back is a huge plus for this Duke team, but I like Zion, Williamson with R.J. Barrett. The two of these guys together makes just a tremendous team. And don't forget about Cam Reddish as well. But Zion's an incredible force. He's a freak of nature out there, and he makes an enormous difference. But R.J. Barrett may be the steadying difference for this team. He's the guy that's got to make shots. He's got to distribute the basketball, do everything for this Duke team for them to have a successful run, and he's a player that's poised for doing that. He's a big-time player. He likes the big-time moments, and this is his opportunity, and he knows it.
The overall number one seed is Duke. Unfortunately for them, they are 338th in the nation in three-point shooting, so fingers crossed they can do some stuff. You mentioned R.J. Barrett, but there are a ton of other Canadians to watch. Give me a couple that we should especially keep an eye on.
I tell you what, that's the cool thing. There are a lot of Canadians to keep an eye on, and not just Canadians in the tournament, but Canadians playing a significant role with their teams. But a couple of guys I think you want to keep an eye on. Iggy Brzdickas at Michigan. Michigan had a great Big Ten tournament. They lost to Michigan State, but he's playing extremely well. Big Ten Freshman of the Year. If they make an extended run, don't be surprised if he puts his name in the talking to a lot of NBA scouts. They really like what he brings to the table. And take a look at Brandon Clark at Gonzaga. Remember, Gonzaga beat Duke this season.
Yeah.
Brandon Clark is one of the most underrated players in the country. He's a shot blocker, does all kinds of good things on the floor. And then you got Nickeil Alexander-Walker at Virginia Tech, cousin of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with the Los Angeles Clippers. Very similar in terms of the length and quickness and being able to do all kinds of things on the floor. But those are just three to watch out of many Canadians.
I'm glad you mentioned Clark, because that Duke-Gonzaga game in Maui was the game of the year. But after that, you know, the couple losses to big teams, and then they didn't play anybody in the West Coast Conference.
But don't be surprised. Losing to St. Mary's, recently for Gonzaga is not a bad thing, because now they're going to refocus and come into the tournament strong.
And maybe they have another Final Four run in them, thanks to Brandon Clark.
Just 4 days away from March Madness tipping off, and you can see the entire tournament right here on TSN.